Alright, so this is a little thing that like Pearce and I kind of talked about, and Pearce suggested that I do more so in a live show sense, but it's like 10 o'clock right now. Not a lot of people are going to be watching a NASCAR live show or anything, so I figured I'd just make it a video. I can continue doing videos or live shows, or I just this in general, like kind of post-race stuff for you guys, if you guys care or not. I understand if you don't. But I just kind of wanted to go through and analyze where I did, how I approached, so on and so forth. Not necessarily where I went wrong, where I went right, just in a sense of like, hey, what I normally do post, a NASCAR weekend. Now I have to go out of town tomorrow. I got to hit the road like at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm recording this now, so it goes up in the morning. I have a Daytona Duels video and then a video talking about me building lineups that I recorded earlier this week. That'll also go out probably at this point Tuesday and Wednesday of this upcoming week. So yeah, anyway, let's kind of go over where I was in the Clash and everything. And so I do the projections here and stuff, and you should be able to see everything. Okay, cool. We have the official finishing order here. We just have this is ceiling projections, but that's what it used to be. These are just the projected finishing positions, hog points, in terms of fast laps and laps led. So anyway, let's kind of go over just kind of how I went or how I approached this race and whatnot. So normally what I do after every race, I normally do this on Monday, is I go through and I just check to see where people finished compared to where I projected them, just to get an idea of how close I was, how far off I was, and whatnot and so forth. So Truex wins. I have Truex projected to be the winner that I had. Austin Dillon finishes second. I had Austin Dillon projected for seventh. Kyle Busch finishes third. I had Kyle Busch for second. Alex Bowman finishes fourth. I had Alex Bowman, the showman, as fifth. Tyler Reddick finishes sixth, and I had Tyler Reddick for seventh. Ryan Preece finishes seventh. I had Ryan Preece for ninth. Ross Chastain finishes eighth. I had Chastain for 11th. William Byron, and then I'll go over the reasons why I kind of projected these guys this way. Anyway, I'm just kind of recording this because some people might like a post-race like analysis or whatever. Let's see. Justin Haley finishes 11th. I had Haley for 6th. Harvick finishes 12th. I had Harvick for 11th. And so at this point, when I was doing projections, I had two trains of thought here. One, and I probably should have played more aggressive in terms of the guys starting inside the teens. I was focusing primarily on, or I probably should have focused more on the guys starting inside the top 10. I was primarily focusing on the guys from Tyler Reddick to Kevin Harvick, the 11th to 18th positioning, hoping that they could bump up and get slightly into the top 10, either due to wrecks or whatever. I thought more wrecks would happen towards the front of the field versus towards the center. That's just how I kind of approached it. So when we get to like Harvick and these guys, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to be within like 3 or 4 positions here, but I could be wrong. Bell finishes 13th. I had Bell for probably like 17th or something. Let me see. No, I had him for 13th. Okay. Noah Gragson finishes 14th. I had Gragson for, I don't even know where this boy was starting. I had him for 10th. Chase Briscoe finishes 15th. Probably had Briscoe for top 5. Logano finishes 16th. I had Logano at 11th. Blaney finishes 17th. I had Blaney for 7th. Eric Almirola, 18th. I had him probably for 3rd. Yeah. Suarez, 19th. I had him for 12th. So I thought for sure we would have more increases, at least from the back half of the field forward, and not necessarily how this kind of going. But we had a ton of yellows. That was a long race. A lot of guys had way more temper than I thought. AJ, 20th. I had him for 19th. Chase Elliott finishes 14th. Had him for 21. And so for my, and if you watch the live show, you kind of understood where I was at. I was fearing that a lot of these guys starting back here just wouldn't be able to move up. I don't think they had the speed or whatnot. AJ Allmendinger specifically, I even had written down over here. If you're a part of the Patreon, I just wrote a ton of notes that I post and stuff. And I know this is more so like off the cuff compared to the videos that I normally do, but this is just kind of post-race stuff that I end up doing anyway that I wanted to record. I even had, yeah, I had right here on the, and this is written terribly because I was having to write really, really fast. I don't normally write this poorly, but I even had right here chalk or plays that I'm worried about playing. And it was Cindric, Bell, and AJ, specifically those guys there. Yeah, that was last page. So I did not want to waste my time playing anybody starting in the back, like starting dead last, AJ, Cindric, anything like that. Let's see. Bubba Wallace, 22nd. Had him for 8th. Todd Gilliland finishes 23rd. I had Gilliland for 16th, which these were more built into more guys DNFing, because as you can see, I didn't project anybody to finish outside the top 20. I just never do that. I don't really project for people to finish last. You know, really, like in terms of truck or Xfinity, usually the guy starting dead last, I usually at least give him like 7 positions. McDowell 24th. Shout out to both Gilliland and McDowell ran out of fuel. I mean, Gilliland was a weapon all night, but McDowell ran out of fuel. They weren't able to refuel from the LCQ. NASCAR did not let them refuel, and they ran out of fuel. That is insane. Cindric finishes 25th. I had him for 20th as my lowest projected guy. Gibbs, unfortunately, broke the suspension. Gibbs was actually holding his own. I had him for 14th. And Eric Jones got taken out early. It was like 7 laps or some shit like that. So for me, no, I personally, for me, in terms of laps led and stuff, which we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get 5 guys ended up leading here. On my stuff over here, I had the exact numbers I had was Eric Jones for 62 laps led, 50 fast laps, 51 laps led for Truex, 37 fast laps, 37 laps led for Hamlin, 20 fast laps for him, 8 fast laps for Byron, 2 for Bowman, 4 for Kyle Busch, 2 for Briscoe, 2 for Wallace, and 1 for Haley. Now, the reason I don't do like the 1, because if I do, like for example, if I do like 1 here, that's equivalent to like 4 laps led and stuff, and it bumps it up an entire thing. Whereas I like to do, at least on my end, like do the exact number, like very specific. That's why, 16, 37, 18, these might seem like random numbers, but it's just the total, like rounded to laps led and fast laps and stuff. Let me get this back up on the screen so we can see that. What else? What I'm both happy, not happy. I didn't cash with my lines. It didn't make. Here, I'll show you my lines real fast. Hold on. Also, I'm kind of being respectful and quiet because I get pretty loud whenever I talk and do videos and stuff. Like I said, it's late on a Sunday where people got to work. These are the lineups that I ran. So I can't believe Eric Almirola, they made a mistake and picked the outside lane just because they weren't paying attention there. But Eric pulled away up until that first yellow comes out. So I'm not upset for projecting Eric Almirola to lead a lot more laps than other people did. It was just insane that happened. Denny Hamlin got shoved out of the way by his driver, Bubba Wallace. That was insane. He fell through the fucking field. That was unfortunate. And Truex held on to second for third nearly the entire race, which I'm happy that Truex won. That's really cool. It sucked not seeing Truex win last year. But anyway, so for me, as you can see where I was mainly at, I liked Ryan Blaney. He got dumped, ran into a ton of issues. I had Pearce on here, and I had Pearce on actually my FanDuel lines. I didn't put him on here because I didn't do enough to really want to chase that, or want to what is it? Right, I just didn't feel like categorize them here. Let's see. So my FanDuel lines were Gibbs, McDowell, Harvick, Blaney, and Pearce, and then the other one was Truex, Blaney, Pearce, Gibbs, and Harvick. And Gibbs got taken out, and that's why I didn't cash on those. And even I was about to cash with the Blaney pick as well. I was 100% on Blaney, 100% on Gibbs, but as I said, it was 2 lines. I just really liked Gibbs. I thought he was going to move up, and he was having decent speed. In his interview, he said that he really couldn't move up, but if you look at how he was holding his ground, he wasn't actually just getting ran over. People were using the left side of his car, but it wasn't that bad. But no, it ended up being a bad play. As I said, McDowell, I liked McDowell. He ran out of fucking fuel. That blows. Harvick got spun around and was still able to plow through the field. Ryan Pearce. Had him in line here, had him in 2 lines on FanDuel. Figured he'd end up having a good chance. Showed up more than probably what people expected. I think he was at 10% ownership on DraftKings. But yeah, this is just kind of how I approached it. As I said, I probably should have been just more aggressive in the teens here, but we didn't end up knowing how many cautions we have. We have I think it says on here. This was a 37-mile race. Took us an hour and 43 minutes. Took you an hour and almost took 2 hours to go 37 miles. Average speed 21 miles an hour. Oh my God. Let's see if it has it on here. It does not. It'll be on the other PDF. Oh no, yeah, 16 caution laps or 16 cautions. That was nuts. That was insane. That was a ton of yellows and stuff. But should have been more aggressive inside the top 10. Not just how I messed up and stuff. I wanted to be really aggressive on McDowell. Wanted to be really aggressive on Gibbs just because of the Bell Elliott ownership and the fact that Elliott had a fucking terrible time. AJ too. I was very shocked to see AJ have a little bit of more ownership than I thought. I forgot what he came in at, but that was impressive or very surprising. Bell got saved a lot by all the yellows because for the most part he was running in teens, so that was pretty nuts. Anyway, just kind of want to talk about how I approach things, why I gave certain projections here, and yeah. So if you want to support us, and each week you get the practice data, and I have my camera in the way, so I need to click here to see this. You can go to PA1, and you'll see all the laps led and stuff. Oh, hold on, that's what I was going to show you. Let me go. This was my main proponent that I was using for a lot of the projections, and you'll see them ranked pretty similar. This was I mentioned this in the live show. This was the last run in practice, so you know how each group went out there multiple times. I think it was 3 times. Each group had 3 8-minute practice sessions, or 2. I think it had 3. It's late on a Sunday. Anyway, I took their last runs and ran them together. Or not ran them together, but found the averages, and I think I was using a lap time over 60 miles per hour at the line, somewhere around there, so it wasn't taking super slow laps or anything. You can see the best time that each of these guys ran, and then their average. Triggs had the best car. Hamlin had a fantastic car. This was another reason why I leaned to McDowell following his run in the LCQ. The fact that he never looked real pressured from anybody, not in the sense of he looked like he was nervous or anything, but it just didn't seem like people could really pressure him or anything. Post this, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, probably should have played them more based on this type of stuff. Seeing this compared to how the race finished, let me pause it, hold on. Okay, so looking at the averages based on the last run compared to the race, it's honestly not that crazy. Triggs was the best here, finishes there. Austin Dillon has a top 5 time here, finishes top 5. Kyle Busch is right with him. Alex Bowman, right with him. Larson, right with him. I probably should have trusted this more. I think Reddick was 17th. Ryan Pearce up there. Chastain right there. It's pretty insane how well these averages ended up, and despite everything that happened in the race, ended up being very similar to how the race ended up finishing and stuff. And then even in terms of guys who were slow, in terms of guys who finished in the back, Cindric was the slowest car ever, was right there. Keselowski didn't make the field. Suarez got at the bottom. Elliott just didn't have the speed here. Wallace, Wallace gets spun. Gillen, I think Gillen was pretty slow, if I could remember correctly. Where's Todd at? I don't know. Todd was fast. Could have been the amount of laps that he ran. Might have not have ran a lot of laps. But yeah, just kind of interesting all around. AJ, middle of the tier. Logano. Bet Logano. So he's... What was that? He finishes... That's starting position. Hold on. Logano's 16th. Logano was 20th fastest here. You know, Briscoe gets spun. Anyway, I'm not going to take all your time. I'll look over this more when I get to the place I'm going with on this week and stuff. But yeah, just kind of, I don't know, just kind of want to make a video of how I go about things and my reasoning and everything like that. And as I said, I could start doing this more often. If you guys want anything else, please provide feedback on this video. And yeah, consider joining me, supporting Pearce, supporting myself, you know, outside of the, I mean, yeah, sure, you know, I do projections and stuff like that, but a lot of this stuff, look at all the stuff in this sheet. This is just for the Clash, too. All our other ones, we have way more tabs and stuff. We put a lot of time and effort into this stuff, guys. So thank you for supporting us, and I will see you guys, at least me, my current me, I'll see you guys for Daytona. You will see me talking about the duels and how I build lineups this week. Anyway, I'll see you guys when I get back from being out of town and stuff, or being on the road. So I'll see you guys then. See you then.